Hi there, my name is Lo. Welcome to my channel where I discuss everything between Hermes and grocery bags. Today I'm doing a collab video with Danny from This Is Danny O. A little bit later than expected, so sorry for that, but we had to move the date a little bit. And what I want to discuss in today's video is bags that are both too big but yet also too small. So some time ago I did this whole series about all of the parameters and things I take into consideration when I'm buying bags, and in my video about handbag rules that I take into account, I had this one rule specified of buying bags that are of a good size for my lifestyle. And I pointed out for one of the bags that it was one that doesn't really work very well for me because it is actually pretty big and I tend to be quite of a light packer. On the other hand, it was also too small because it didn't fit a laptop, and because of that it's not appropriate for me to use as a work bag. And then he left a comment below that video saying, I can totally relate to this, let's discuss this together in a collaboration. So here we are, that is what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you a couple of bags which for me really have that sense of you are both too big and yet too small, and I hope it will be helpful for you in determining what size of bag is going to work for your lifestyle. Perhaps you are the kind of person who loves big bags and either takes an opportunity to fill them up to the brim, or you're more of a light packer, but you don't really mind your stuff moving around in a bigger bag. That is of course also perfectly fine, but for me neither of those things apply, so that's why we're here today doing this video. So let's jump into it. I have over here two laptops. Those are going to help a little bit in demonstrating as well whether a laptop of a particular size will fit in a particular bag that I own. So I want to start off with some of the usual suspects which have definitely come up in some of my videos before. This is the Chloe Marcy bag in the medium sort of regular size. They have a bigger size, but they also have sizes down. This was the first designer bag that I got. There's a number of things I absolutely love about this bag. In hindsight, it probably would have been better if I would have gone with either a size down or a size up. This bag is really spacious. Please excuse the bag organizer that I've fabricated myself to protect the inside of this bag a little bit. I couldn't really find a good bag organizer for this particular bag online. This is a bag that could, I guess in theory, fit a laptop, but it needs to be a really small one. So for my old job I used to have a MacBook Air 13.3 inch M1. That's also exactly this laptop because I also have one of those privately. So before we try to squeeze her in, there's actually this sort of little indent over here. That is sort of the thing that will allow for this laptop to slide through. So I have it on the other side with the zipper. You would say, well, that slides in pretty nicely, right? What is the problem? Well, the problem is that because the bag tapers in a little bit on the inside, you can see the laptop sticking out right here and also on the other end. So this is just stretching the bag up. If you are fine with stretching the leather on your bags, then this could work, but I'm one of those people who doesn't want to stretch leather on their bags. Also, just getting this in and out of the bag is kind of a struggle, so just not really convenient, and that's why I never really carried this bag as a bag for work, as in a bag to hold my laptop. Then next up I wanted to talk about the Wandler Lin. I have to admit that I do really like the size on this. When I bought it, this was the only size that they had. Right now they have also come out with a smaller version, but because this top handle is not adjustable, it is already not very long, but I can wear it over the shoulder. I highly doubt that would be the case for the smaller version, and that's why that bag would have been a no buy for me, because one of my other bag criteria is that I can wear it over the shoulder. Not per se comfortably, but just if I need to get it out of the way, I can put it on the shoulder. So I think the Wandler Lin is absolutely beautiful in a way that it is designed and shaped. More generally, I've had some critiques on the leather on this bag. The way that it folds, it does cause some creasing, which can be noticeable also because I have this bag in such a light color. If we open this bag up, the way that it is closed and cinched in right now, it is a bit difficult to see how much space it actually has. But on the sides there are these snap buttons that you can open up. And this comes out to be a pretty big bag. You can also wear this bag with the flaps standing out. That is not really a look I ever go for with any of the bags that I have that do that, but it certainly is a possibility. So you can imagine with the sides cinched in, this is not going to fit a laptop, but with the sides standing out, it's also just not going to be a good fit. The base of the bag is really not wide enough to hold a laptop, so it's going to sort of land awkwardly over here, and as you can see, it's again going to stretch the leather. It's not something that I would recommend or that I would want to do. Then third up, a bag that you have also probably seen a couple of times before if you've been around on my channel for a little while. This is the Coach Dalton. Last time I pulled out this bag and discussed why it's not working so well for me, that was mostly related to the color and the color scheme on this bag, even though it's sort of a Coach classic. I indicated that I struggle styling this bag. I got a lot of good tips, especially from India from Bags and Lifestyle. Not very surprising because she does amazing styling videos as well. So thanks so much for everyone who's given me input on that. I don't have so much difficulty styling this bag anymore, but it's still one of those bags that is too big and yet too small. So the Coach Dalton has this middle compartment with a zipper, and that is actually a pretty good size, but then it also has these two very big side compartments. Frankly, I never really know what to put in these because they don't really feel quite secure for very valuable items. Overall, this has just been kind of a weird bag for me, so I feel like whenever I'm wearing it, I'm wearing a bag that's just way too big for all of the stuff that I want to carry. So just to do a brief will it fit a laptop test, when it comes to a MacBook Air, it does actually fit. Have to squeeze it in here. That can actually work, and there is not too much funny business going on with leather stretching anywhere, to be honest. Perhaps a little bit here on the top, but I do feel like there is enough space in this bag for a 13-inch or a 13.3-inch laptop. Might be nice though to have one that is fairly slim like the MacBook Air. And also it is not very easy to put the laptop in and out of the bag. If we go up a size to a bigger laptop, and this is the laptop for my new job, so this is a 14-inch Dell laptop, that's just a hard pass. So 14-inch, I think in any case would be too big, even if it would be a MacBook, but this one is definitely not going to fit in this bag. Again, even for the smaller laptop, I did always feel like it left the laptop pretty unprotected in this bag from weather, but damage as well. I just keep on finding this a bit of a challenging bag to carry. I do really like the way it looks, but it's definitely a case of too big and yet too small. Then a bag I think I haven't featured on my channel before. More recently I tried to do videos on bags that are new to my collection, but I've already had this for a while and it never made it to one of those. This is the LM Vosk. I got this for a great price. I thought as well that it was a really cool design. So it is a tote sort of bag, I suppose. So an open compartment, also a zippered compartment. It also has a little hook on the interior. It comes with this additional pouch. It reminded me a bit of both the Loewe hammock bag because, well, you basically have these two handles. And I think over time, as the leather would soften on this bag, you would be able to carry it a little bit more like a hammock style. It also has this strap, which is a removable shoulder strap. That's really, in combination with the handles, reminded me a bit of the Hermes Lindy. So when I saw it, I really liked the style. Back then I was still willing to give LM a second chance. This bag is probably also the reason why I'm not giving LM another chance, because I've only worn this bag a couple of times and I feel like it's not wearing well. The leather on these bags is just really weird, and this is the smooth leather, but it just scuffs easily. I feel for the type of bag that it is, that this leather is quite stiff and it does give a lot of structure, but then it's also so stiff that it creases easily. But we're not here today to discuss the quality of any particular bags, we're here to discuss the size. So this bag will actually fit a laptop, both my MacBook Air and my bigger Dell laptop, but it is annoying. So it is already a bit of a struggle to put in. You can more easily fit it in if you put it in on the diagonal, and then you can twist it to put it in the bag straight. It's pretty much has enough width to it to comfortably fit the laptop. But what I also don't really like about it is because there's this magnetic closure on the bag in the center. Closing it can be a bit more difficult. The magnetic closure is just above the laptop. That puts some additional pressure on the bag, which makes it more difficult to keep it closed. And it also means that by closing it in the center, you basically need to move the laptop or the top of your laptop to the center of the bag. Personally, I like to just have my laptop on one end of the bag so I can put other stuff to sort of keep it in place. If you want to carry it as an open tote, that would work better, but then you would have a bag that is very open, just hanging over your shoulder, and that doesn't feel all that secure to me. So even though there's only a magnetic closure, I really prefer to at least have the magnetic closure shut. I can also show you the 14-inch. This is really a case of where I need to maneuver it over the diagonal to get it in. With the 14-inch, there is a little bit of bulging on the side. It's okay, but it would be pushing it for me already, but I really needed to maneuver this item on the diagonal to get it in the first place. It needs to be in the center of the bag to fit. Hey kitty. Hey. So it's just really a struggle to get the laptop in and out of the bag, especially if you have other items in there. If you want to have items remain in your bag and then you have to maneuver the laptop back in, I think that is just going to be a pain. So overall, I don't think this is a great work bag for a laptop, perhaps if you have really a small one. But putting all of those things together, I've only used this bag I think 2 times, so I should either really find a different purpose for it or pass it on to somebody who can actually get good use out of this. And then the last bag, which may be a bit of a shocker, it is my Marc Jacobs the tote bag in the what they nowadays call medium size. So this is not the biggest size, there's also still the large. The large one is just like too big and too big and too big. So I don't get a lot of use out of the large one. But this medium one I actually used quite a bit since I got it. So how did this bag end up in this category of bags that are too large and too small? Because it is a perfect fit for the MacBook Air with a 13.3-inch screen. But that is about it. And now that I have a 14-inch laptop, this bag is unfortunately not going to work anymore for the purpose of being a solo work bag. So let me just demonstrate the difference. I'm gonna put that MacBook in. So the MacBook Air is in fact already just the tiniest bit wider than like the back and the front panels of this bag, but because the leather has some space to give, you don't really see it bulging out. I think even if the bag is filled with other stuff. I never felt like I was stretching the leather on this bag, but the MacBook Air 13.3-inch is already a tight squeeze for this one. So if we then put in the bigger laptop, the 14-inch, that is really where it starts to bulge on the sides of the bag over here. So again, one of those situations where, yes, it can technically fit a laptop and it can technically fit a 14-inch laptop, but I just don't want to stretch the leather on my bags. I think I've been asked a couple of times whether a 14-inch laptop or a MacBook will fit in this bag. I know that not all 14-inch laptops are made the same. They are going to have different dimensions, but I really think you're going to need to reconsider if you want to put a 14-inch laptop in a Marc Jacobs the tote bag without stretching the leather or the fabric on that item. So yeah, it is really unfortunate, but I am going to have to find a different purpose for this bag because I do still really love it. I've had good usage out of it when it did fit my laptop. I'm really kind of sad that it doesn't anymore. Perhaps it will be of better use to me again in the future, who knows. Because having said all of this, when I did my video about my bag rules, those were also given the lifestyle that I had at the time. And well, as you can see, sometimes like a change in a job can also have quite a bit of impact on what bags you can or cannot use anymore for particular purposes. So yeah, the laptop for my new job has become just the tiniest bit bigger. Fortunately for most of my bags, that doesn't really matter all that much. That laptop is still going to fit in most of the totes that I have. But something else that has changed is that now I will be bringing my own lunch to work. Because at my old job, there was basically food around the office all day long. I was also pretty much always working on the same location. In my new job, I will also switch up locations a bit. So that will also mean that I will need to carry just a bit more stuff to work. Even though I am a light packer, this time around I will be carrying some additional things, and especially lunch tends to take up a bit of space in your bags. I actually use my Chloe Marcy bag this week, and putting all my stuff in there, I actually noticed that it fit everything that I needed, and I just took my laptop in a separate bag. So I'm still sort of figuring out how I'm going to do this with my bags over time. I really do want to keep rotating my bags because I enjoy using pretty much all of them. I think I will definitely stick to my rule of not buying bags that are big but that don't fit a laptop. But I'm going to take this opportunity to figure out if I can make some better use of the bags that I already have. So all in all, there is a silver lining to this problem, so to say, that I talked about today. I'm gonna leave it at that. Please head over to Danny's channel to check out her video and make sure that you subscribe to her. If you enjoyed my video, please like it and consider subscribing to my channel as well. I would love to get to 1,000 subscribers this year. I'll see you next time, and remember, for now, there's a styling situation and a taste for everything, so don't judge, wear whatever bag you like. Until next time, and as we say in Dutch, doei!